Hello! Welcome to today's stream. Today we have a new guest, which is Joseph, which I am going to call Josefo for the rest of the day because that's usually the way I call him.
Yeah, that's what happens.
Ciao, Josefo.
Ciao. Thanks for having me.
Do you want to introduce yourself briefly?
Yeah, so I'm an Android engineer at Novoda. I used to work with Seb.
Sorry.
Well, we used to work in the same office. We never actually worked together, I think.
No.
And now I work with Ivan on the same project. So.
But not in the same office.
Yeah.
So there's that.
Because there is no office anymore.
Yes.
Bam, 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 bam.
The office is a lie. Very quickly, hello Mirai, welcome to the stream. Very quickly, what we are going to do today, well, first of all, what we have done, because Josefo has admitted before the stream that he hasn't been following very closely the state of the project. So what we are going to do today is we are going to work on our onboarding. We have done some UI improvements last week, and we have some designs that we need to implement. We have implemented a bit of the first one. Then I will admit that I couldn't wait for the next stream, and I've done some more stuff on top because I really enjoy doing Compose. Stop judging. Don't judge me.
Bad Sebastian.
Hey, it was boring stuff. I'll run you through it anyway very quickly if I recall what I've done, which I'm not sure I do, but anyway. So we are. Joseph said that the last thing he remembers of our streams is that we figured out how to color buttons, and I think we have done a few steps ahead in the meantime. We have some degree of application working. We have an onboarding that doesn't look like someone vomited some UI on the screen. It looks like someone is in the process of cleaning up the vomit from the screen. And we hope by the end of today, maybe it will look like someone has actually put some thought into it. And the reason why Joseph is here is, well, maybe Ivan can explain why Joseph is here.
Yes. So the main okay, how can I put it? I want to use Compose at work, and Joseph is the team lead, so I need to persuade Joseph. That's it. That's as simple as that. So this is the master plan. Is basically this is like a showcase kind of thing. Joseph, look how cool it is. Can we use it at work? But he doesn't know. So that's kind of our secret at the moment. As soon as he comes to the stream, this is our thought.
Let's not tell him.
No, don't. And I mean, and by the time he's gonna watch the VOD, it's gonna be too late, because he's gonna be already persuaded. So, but jokes aside, yes, this is basically a bit of a spike to just show Joseph how we can do things in Compose, because he missed a few episodes, and I wanted to give him a huge catch up. Plus, I like pairing with him, so it's always nice. And he spent his afternoon in meetings, so he coded very little today. So probably he could use some coding tonight.
Yeah, that's true. But I'm very happy, Ivan, that after like a few weeks that we worked together, I completely understood your intentions with having me on the stream. So
you see,
that's good.
I'm a candid person, so that's the idea. So,
Okay.
but jokes aside, yeah, we actually, Sebastiano, want to understand what you did by yourself.
I want to understand that as well, because I don't remember.
Okay. Well, can you run the app? Let's start running the app.
Okay. Yes. Let's show the screen. Okay. Now, the app, I think what I've done was, first of all, if you recall, on Sunday, I mentioned that I had tried to update Compose to beta 8, and there was a problem. I filed a bug on the day, and someone from the Compose team actually looked at it on Monday, and they asked me to help them reproduce, and it doesn't happen anymore. So
Okay.
we don't know what's going on,
Solved.
but it was probably just a fluke. And my suspicion is that the problem, the crash was that we ended up having the same item key, which is, Joseph, in terms of Android views, is the stable ID for a recycler view. Okay.
Okay.
We ended up having that duplicated, and obviously it was blowing up because it was saying you already are using this and you cannot use it again. So I suspect that the problem was that the notification listener service, because there's a delay between when notifications appear and disappear in the system and when the callbacks are actually called, I suspect that the problem was that slow collect. I'm not sure I should do this. Anyway, it's probably the wrong place. Yeah, I was just looking at the code and be like, what the fuck is this? Why is this here? I don't remember. Anyway, not that big of a deal.
Yes. Perfect.
Oh, no. Okay. No, okay. Maybe that makes some sense. Doesn't matter. But yeah, I was saying that the issue, I think, is that there is a delay between a notification appearing or disappearing really and the callback appearing to us. And it might be that I was just very unlucky and the delay actually caused the notification to reappear before disappearing. And so that caused the issue being twice in the UI, which is not great. The way we get the notifications is fairly simple in the sense that we just get the value and the previous list of notification, and we add the new one or we remove the previous one, and that's it. So I think there's one important thing to do here, which is distinct by, which should probably fix our issue.
And there is a key, right? Okay.
No, I think it was like the one we're using is unique ID, which is
Okay.
something that we compute based on the application
the package name.
the ID, and the timestamp, because those
Okay,
three are
fair
supposed to be always unique. I don't know if it's the best solution, but that should fix the bug that we were looking at. So figuring out that the bug wasn't probably in Compose beta, then I updated Compose and other libraries just because.
Okay.
And this is the stuff that I've done by myself. I think, yes, this was the commit that we have done on Sunday, and this is the changes that I've done myself. And I think it wasn't too much stuff, but it kind of looks like it. I think it was just minor things like putting some space around items and doing some cleanup of the UI, moving states where it made more sense. Yeah, it's like moving modifiers up, stuff like that. Nothing really too crazy. Yeah, like wrapping this, because the notification access, like the pages in the pager, in the onboarding steps, were sort of like broken UI wise. So I just made sure that they are understandable, not great, but at least kind of work. And this is the main chunk that I've done. I have added the
action rows.
The actions
okay.
row.
So
this is the main bit.
Okay,
and let's look at it properly.
So, question about the update to the beta 8. Did it solve the white card problem?
I don't know. I haven't gotten to that screen yet, but it should be fixed.
Okay.
I mean, the issue was closed, so I assume that it was fine. Okay, so let's look at the actions row. So if you recall, at the bottom of the screen, now it's going to complain that I haven't, that the previews are out of date, probably, maybe not. Sure, update the preview, whatever.
Still something.
So let's look at the designs in the meantime. Nope.
What?
I don't know. So we have this row of actions. There's like a back that is only visible if you're not on the first page. There's an indicator, and there is a next button that could also instead be a done button if it's the last page. What I've done is I've just put these three things in the UI. I have created a row, and I have added the back button. I've added the indicator, and I have added the next/done button, depending if it's the last page or not. There's an interesting thing here, which I think is the only really remarkable thing, which is this animated visibility. It doesn't seem too happy about rendering.
What's the issue?
I don't care.
Just run the app.
Yeah.
The question that I have, the horizontal page indicator comes from the library, right?
Yeah, it's defined in Companist. There's a special. Oh wait, I have a phone connected. I need to run it on the emulator. Right, because I forget that I have a phone. Well, it actually looks nice.
On the phone.
On the phone, yeah, it looks less danger green than it does on the stream.
Nice.
Now, obviously, I have completed the onboarding, so I need to clear the update and restart. This doesn't seem to work, Roberto. Roberto, your code is broken.
Yeah. It's gonna come next episode, probably in the future, and he will fix it.
Yeah, he should come next Wednesday, so we'll complain to him again. Okay, so we have this. Okay. Now, what I've done is I have essentially added, this is the row that I was mentioning. There's a next button, there's the indicator, and if I click next, you get the next page, and animate visibility does the trick. Now, what does it do? It does pretty much what you think. You tell it whether the contents should be visible or not. If they're visible, it animates if they become visible, they animate the appearance. If they're not visible, it animates the disappearance. Now I'm just using the defaults, so it's fairly straightforward, but you can also have the enter transition and the exit transition. Now in this case, I just wanted to fade, so I can do fade in, and exit is fade out. And now I can run this again, and it will just fade it.
So it's not gonna just, how is it?
It's a quick fade. I don't know if you can see it, but it's definitely fading it. I can make it fade slower, but it doesn't matter. The one thing that is really annoying me, though, you might have noticed, is that when this disappears, this jumps around, and that's not great. So I think the right thing to do would probably to just change the row to a box. So it doesn't have an alignment anymore. Because you can think of box as a frame layout, right? In this case, we just need to put something on the right, something on the left, and something in the center, and that should be enough. I don't think this takes...
Can you set some sort of like weight or something to make it stick to the center?
I think you can just do modifier.align because you're inside of the box scope, and you just do alignment dot center start, for example. And this should move the button, this button here, which is the back one, is center start. So it's center vertically and is on the start side, so on the left in our case. And this should be all we need to do to fix the other ones as well. Like this.
So the items in the box, do they know about each other?
Really, think of it as a frame layout. It doesn't matter. Like they can be stacked on top of each other. They don't react to size. So yeah, technically they could overlap, but I don't think it's going to be a problem because you have like 2-3 pages and 2 small buttons. So even if you use German, it should be okay. But if it's not okay, then we can try and fix it. But the fact is, we still need to put that shit somewhere. So it might overlap. If it does overlap, then we can think about like a fancier dot indicator that takes up less space, for example. But I wouldn't do it at this point. It seems a bit premature. So 1 and 2, and this should have fixed everything. Oh no, wait, it doesn't fix anything because I'm a moron. Yeah, this should be center end. Yes, now next is on the wrong side, obviously. Even you are more efficient than a bot.
No, I just want to.
No, it's super useful. It's super useful that you're putting the links.
I'm also noting them down, so they are gonna be also in when we publish to YouTube. People can find it in the description, because it's nice that at some point you say, okay, but they were talking about this. Now where is the library? I need to copy paste it from what I can't, because they're writing on the screen. So I was like, okay, let's put some link.
Yep. Hello, Ravel. Welcome to the stream. Okay, so we have fixed this small problem. Now the issue was that row is essentially a linear layout, and we were hacking around it to make it work, but it wasn't working the right way, because obviously linear layout wants to put things one after the other, and if you add something at the beginning, then everything else has to shift as well. Now we're using essentially a frame layout, and that fixes the issue for us. So we'll actually commit this. Fix actions row layout. Okay, good. We can close that. Perfect. Okay, there's another problem here, which is that right now you can bypass the request for the permission by just clicking done, because it's not really checking that stuff, if it should be able to do it or not. So I have a few ideas on how we can make this work. But
what were you thinking? Because I was thinking about bind the visibility of the button to some state of the give access button.
Well, the give access.
What happens when you give access to? Because we were using the let's go button, you remember? So I think
now the done does essentially the same thing. Okay, so when you click done, is the same as the let's go button that we used to have.
Okay. But we were switching from give access to let's go somewhere.
Yes. Now the way that's done currently, if I recall correctly, is that when we compute the pages, we need to edit this stuff essentially. So we need to make sure that we have the right pages. Now this is kind of a hacky solution, but based on the check whether it does have permission or not, which I don't remember where it's done.
I think we have a function in the activity or something.
Yeah, I think we might not be. Oh, yeah, there it is. We are probably just not passing it down. Yep. So pager state is that essentially now we need to remember the pages that we use. Okay. So Joseph, I'm talking a lot. I am going fast, maybe. Please do stop me if you have questions, because I tend to give things for granted sometimes.
No, I think well, it would have helped if I had more context on Compose.
Yeah,
but it kind of makes sense. It's just like it's a bit strange to see all the logic with the UI, but I guess it's the UI logic, so it's kind of like it's all mushed together.
In this case, it very much is a function of the fact that our this onboarding doesn't really have a data backing it. Like, it's just an onboarding, has pages, you flick through them, maybe you do some actions, and that's it. There are other states, other places where the data actually comes from a repository, the repository model. And maybe to give you some context that might be useful. So we can look at the notifications list, for example, where we have, where is it? Notification list screen. Yes. So you have a list of notifications that come in from whatever background processing service repository you have. And the idea with Compose is that when it comes to data does change, but Compose doesn't care. You work with a snapshot of the data specifically. So in this case, the notification list screen composable gets a list of active notification, and you just act on it as if it were always the right data. Okay, so to change the state of the UI, for example, you check, the list of notifications is empty, so I show an empty state. I don't need to care if it changes, because the nice thing about Compose is that when this stuff changes, it will recompose, it will recall this function, and with the new value, and by virtue of your UI being stateless, then it just works. You just have the new data, you do your stuff, and Compose knows what has changed, what hasn't changed, and does all the smarts for you.
That is really cool.
Yes.
Damn it. I'm like Ivan, I'm already converted.
Okay, end of stream for today. We're done.
I know that you're gonna. No, you're gonna give me so much shit. But this is Joseph. This is something that we already do on the project. Everything is based on events and states.
Yeah.
And we were doing it because MVI. We were trying to make the thing deterministic, and then you end up learning Compose, and you're like, okay, so they actually forced you or suggest you, like, conventions over configurations bullshit. Like, if you do it like this, things are just gonna work. Yep. And then you're like, okay, so now it's not just my opinion, we're doing the state and events, it's just the way it is. And it makes super sense, and it takes a lot of complexity, from what you need to think about. Okay, I'm just feeding you a list, do things. And if the list changes, well, you manage your stuff.
Yeah, the cool thing is that Compose is able to see what has changed in your application state. And if only one thing is changed, and then that thing only touches one composable, it will recompose only that composable in the smallest possible scope. So say you want to you change the done button text at some point for whatever reason. Compose will recompose just the text inside of the button, nothing else, unless it depends on the button itself.
So, and then do you have the data source, like one data source for the whole screen, or?
Actually,
Like, how do
let me. Oh yeah, this is not gonna work because I don't have the permission. Whoops.
well, maybe we can just fix that first, and then we can continue
Yep.
the next thing, because then don't.
No, but that should be fine. I can show you very quickly how it works because I have a better understanding myself at this point how things work. So I can explain it maybe better for everyone else on the stream as well, which might be useful. Okay, so okay, we're done. Good, and we should see notifications, but we don't see notifications. It happens sometimes. I think it's the service that kind of dies, but yeah, okay, now it works. It just didn't pick up the ones that were displayed before it got the permission, I think. I'm not sure because we are initializing the service with saying, get me all the active notifications, but it doesn't necessarily work, I guess. So
it may be that the system itself gives some sort of, if you got the permission now, I'm not giving you the old stuff. It might be.
Yeah, I don't know. It might be, but it seems like it's not getting all the notifications anyway because it's only showing 2, and there's more than 2. I don't know if it's the distinct by. I don't know.
Well, if they come from the same app ID and they were generated at the same time.
Yeah, but they're not generated at the same time for sure. But that's actually fairly easy to check because we can just go here and check. If we restart the application, we should see, well, actually here is probably better. Come on, debugger. Debugger doesn't seem to be very cooperative.
Cooperative?
Nope. Let's try again. Maybe it was just stuck. Nope. It doesn't want to debug.
Time to restart, my friend.
Whatever. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I can just, for now, do a very dirty
Print.
thing. Like this.
Yeah, that works.
And let's just run it now. I don't know why the debugger isn't cooperating. I'm not sure, but oh, now it picked them all up. Go figure. Sometimes it just gets stuck. It's not the first time I see this happening, but I don't think it's our code because I haven't changed anything. It might be the emulator. It might be a bug in the OS. I don't know. I don't know. But let's see our spam. I don't see any spam.
I need to restart ADB.
It might be. Oh, there you go.
Oh, here you go.
Yeah. So if we look for for example, the key is, well, the key is essentially what we need already, I think. We can probably just use that and not use our own unique.
Yeah, I think it has to be unique, right? Even on a system level, because it comes from a notification.
Probably, but would you bet your life?
I don't know. No. I already see 2 key equal 0. Like I just if you select key equal 0, I see just 3 of them. So
but I think that the key is this whole thing.
Okay.
Which should be fine because it contains other stuff. But I won't change it now. I will change it offline because that requires migrating the database and not gonna do it now. It's gonna take too much time.
Not doing it.
Okay, so now this works. Okay, so you can see the data now. That's good. Yeah, so essentially we have all the notifications here. Yeah, and see even no white
No white card.
no white cards anymore.
That's good.
That's good. Okay, so we can delete this anyway. It doesn't matter. Okay, so where were we? Oh yes. So Josefo, this is a recycler view.
This is annoying. This is so annoying. Hate this. I hate this thing.
So the nice thing about this is that because we have the key, and I mean we can change it here to the actual key and not our own unique key, unique ID. That's fine. So the way it works is the recycler view is called lazy column. There's also a lazy row, which you can think both of them as linear layouts that know how to do recycling. There's no concept strictly of recycling in Compose as far as I understand, but it does know when to, like, it knows what the portion that is visible is, and it knows which items to show, and it just gets rid of the ones that it doesn't need when they're off screen. Now, with the fact that composables are very much lightweight compared to views, unless you do very stupid things in them, there's no need to keep the old view around. It might, under the hood, it might keep some buffers or whatever around, but you don't need to care. That's the nice thing about it. And yeah, the way you define the items is simply this. You have a list of items, and then there's essentially a DSL in the lazy list or in the lazy row, which is there's items indexed, or you can have just one item, and items indexed takes a list of items, and you can optionally specify keys if you need them, but you can also not. But this might help in the future when they'll add animations for adding and removing things. But the idea is that this does, like, you don't need to do diff utils because Compose works as a differ. So there's no need to do that. It kind of does it automatically. It figures out what has gone, what has changed, and so on and so forth. And it needs a key to be able to do that properly, obviously.
And then how would you do if you wanted to have different item types? This you're just like trying to annoy me, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
It's irritating. Yeah. Yeah. Do you want to put a header? Why don't you put a sticky header?
You want a sticky header?
Yeah. Oh, that's. Don't tell me. So you're saying that that's all you need to do to have a sticky header? Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, so if you run it, what happens?
Well, now it's gonna complain because
Nah, that's just need to.
it's experimental. But I haven't used sticky headers, but that should be all there is to it.
I have,
the thing is, this is at the
I have
bottom.
it.
So does it mean that you will add like your list of items, then you add your sticky header, then your list of items, like different items?
Oh yeah. Yeah, you
to
essentially
do the
declare the whole
items.
list of all the items here.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
And if you
But
want to
the idea,
say,
if you have more than like, if you have like a sealed class, if items is a sealed class, you just make, instead of doing a 96 and you draw the line, you do if, and you actually pattern match on the type, and you draw whatever. Basically, everything is just in Kotlin, so you don't need view holders, you don't need anything. It's just if it's this, draw this. If it's that, draw that, and then you're like, okay.
I'm just hacking it,
And
but
I
just
also
to show
yeah.
how easy
I mean, if try
it
to
is.
put the sticky header at the top, so you will see that everything scrolls like yeah. I also did the sections like this, super easy.
Yeah, so you can do like this should work. It's just one of them is going to be sticky, theoretically, if I haven't fucked it up really bad. But the third one should stay at the top. Yeah, there you go. Sticky header.
This is like, I don't even know where I would start to get this.
You
from
need
the
like
recycle
15 different libraries to do it. And most of them
it's
are
gonna
bad.
be like 300 million lines of code, 15 libraries from Chris Baines, and you need to do one-on-ones with Nick Butcher for like a week, and that's how it works.
And the Stack Overflow post from like 4 years ago.
Yeah, that is suggesting to use deprecated APIs probably. So yeah, this is how simple it is to do lists and different item types, and it's just super easy. And like here, something with Compose. Wait a second. There's a question with Compose. You will lose the concept of view bindings and data bindings, right? Yes, you don't need those fucking hacks anymore. Thank God. No more logic in the XML.
Finally.
Bloody data binding.
So like, is this project like 100% Kotlin code? Like,
yes.
There's no XML.
No.
And there's just a bit of text because we have configuration.
No, but seriously, there you go.
Nice.
Yeah.
So
that's pretty cool. So you can have problems with Katie Lind in 100% of your code.
Exactly. But you can also reformat with Katie Lind 100% of your code.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna hate you so much.
Come on, don't hate on Katie Lind.
Yeah, I know. I mean, that was me crazy.
That was a low blow. Let's move on.
Troubles in paradise.
I'm kidding. Yeah, I know. I hate the thing.
No.
It's always complaining about the useless shit. Like, oh, you messed up the indentation. No, I cannot reformat this file. Come on, give me a break. So, what do we want to do now? Back to the onboarding?
I think Mr. Birthday Boy is asking something.
Oh.
Happy birthday, Sasha.
So let's happy birthday to you,
Sasha.
Buon compleanno, Sasha. So if you subscribe to this channel, all your Kettling problem magic will disappear. Thank you, Sasha, for the effort. Yes.
But it has to be the one that you pay, not the free one with Prime. Because Ivan is already doing the one with Prime and it doesn't work.
It doesn't work. As a reminder for who was following us right now, watching us live, if you have an Amazon Prime subscription, you can subscribe to our channel for free. Every month, basically, Amazon gives you a free Twitch subscription, and you can subscribe to our channel. It helps us a lot. We are gonna pay a designer to design the app. We are buying merchandising, and we are sending you swags. We plan to give you back swags in the next months, I guess, the moment we get a bit of money to buy a ship stuff. So if you have I mean, that's the reality. I mean, I want to be honest, 100% honest. The moment we get some money, we are gonna send you stickers and keychains, t-shirts. Yeah, I mean that's a lot of nice stuff. And the wow, Sasha.
That was the wow.
Thank you, Sasha. Wow, yeah, that was
such a professional YouTuber.
Such a sales speech 101. But jokes aside, if you are watching us on YouTube, remember to like, remember to subscribe. It's just gonna help us a lot on the long term. And you can watch the video 1.5x, so that's also nice.
Thank you, Lamberto, for the Prime sub. And again, thank you, Sasha, for the spending actual money sub on your birthday. Yay. Yeah. Nice. So we appreciate and we love you. So back to some code that, Jozef is almost on board. I just need a last nudge and that's it. So we need to...
Yeah, you just have to show me the insets, basically. So recycle review is sorted.
Oh,
Just show me
wait,
the
wait, wait,
insets.
Sebastiano.
Insets.
Sebastiano,
Oh, yeah,
just
sure.
humor me. Sebastiano,
Oh,
can you
God.
change the color of the system bar or the system nav
I don't
bar,
know,
please?
even that will take a lot of time.
Please, please, please.
I feel
Just
like
make it
I hate
red.
this
Can you make
already.
it red?
Can I make
Make
it
it red.
red?
Shouldn't have asked.
Super red, super red.
Maybe I can. Um,
Why did I even ask?
you mean it like
Oh,
this?
I don't know. Let's run the app. Let's see what happens. Oh no. Oh no, it works. It's just one fucking line.
It does what
I
you
hate this
expect it to
shit.
do. This is not like
Yeah.
Android APIs I'm used
Yeah,
to.
Yeah.
yeah.
Especially when it comes
Yeah,
to insets. Every time I think I understand them, and then I realize I don't understand them, and then I try all the possible permutations of all the parameters until it kind of does what I think
Nuts.
it should do. And then I go and complain on Twitter that I don't understand how it works, and nobody really does except one person, Chris Baines.
yeah.
But Chris Baines has written this,
Yes.
and this works, so I'm happy.
So it's once again Chris Baines driven development, and that's how we like it. We have a question. Okay, so if I wanted to create a custom component, make a component and edit text that has an image view on the left, call it based on use it as yeah. Basically, you build a composable and you reuse it the same way we are using everything.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
you can
these
build
are technically
like
all
custom
custom
view.
things, all custom
Yeah, the
views.
custom view.
So like everything is your whole app is the custom view at that point, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Yeah, all
it's
the
like your
all the contents
the whole page is a composable, and you put your content inside the composable, so your content is your app, so it's custom.
Yeah, and
is
the point, I think that the very important distinction to make here is that in terms of traditional views, when you say custom view, people generally run. In this case,
people complain in the PRs, right, Ivan?
yeah.
No. I didn't complain. I actually was pointing out that you really like your custom views because you like the cohesive nature of building a custom view that does the thing. I never complain. I just pointed
have
out.
you heard of Compose?
No, that's I mean, you make me sound like one of those, weird people sales. I don't want to go there. No. So
Yeah, this is nice.
So
like
in
this.
terms of custom views, everything is kind of a custom component because everything is a composable. And the main difference that you need to understand in terms of mindset is that there is no reason why you shouldn't have a custom thing you do, because everything is the same. Everything is a composable, and everything works in the same way. Your views, the system views, the views that come from libraries, which in this case would be, your composable, the system composables, and so on and so forth. Everything is made the same way, and everything is composed together. The name is a clue. This is an approach that requires composition. So the old idea of making maybe a base composable view, a base view that then you extend and add custom stuff on top of it. You don't really do it anymore. You do a composable that you can pass stuff to if you need. So a very good example of that is, if I can find it again, because obviously I've closed it, but in here somewhere, where the shit is it? Oh yeah, no, it's in the wrong place. So in the main activity, I'm sorry, I forgot already all the file names for everything, so bear with me for a second. Oh yes, there it is. So scaffold is an example. So scaffold is a very, very generic thing that is essentially the main UI container that you would have in the normal view. Think of it as the root view in a old school system. And as you can see, a scaffold can take a gazillion things because it knows how to handle all of those. And you just pass in the ones that you need. For example, you need a top bar, you pass the top bar. You don't need the top bar, you don't pass it. You need a bottom bar, you can pass it, otherwise you don't. Do you need a fab? You pass it, otherwise you don't. And the idea is that if you go and see inside of scaffold, you see it takes all those things, and all these composable parameters are the various customization options. Scaffold in and by itself does not have a top bar, but it knows that you might want to have one. So what it does is it says, oh, in my layout, I have room for a top bar, and the top bar is this composable that gets passed in. That might not do anything. It might not create any actual UI, but it might also do that. So in the layout somewhere, it just says, hey, this is it. I have a composable. For example, if you look at the layout, ignore subcompose for now, but you have the top bar, and it just says, it lays it out, and then it says you go here, and then it knows how to draw itself. I don't want to go too much into detail because the way Compose does the measure, layout, draw cycle is slightly different. It's conceptually very similar, but slightly different than the way that Android views do it. But if you keep the same model in mind, you can think of measuring and layout happening at the same time, because the layout in Compose is single pass. There is no two-pass layout, never. That cannot happen. It's just not possible. So when you're, in the case you're doing the equivalent of a view group, if you need to do a custom layout because none of the existing layout composables such as row, column, box, constraint layout, whatever, if none of those work and you need your own custom layout because whatever reason, which seems it's extremely unlikely that you do, but you might at some point, then you need to do measuring of the subcomponents and placement of them together, but you don't care about drawing. That's not your problem anymore. So that's the TLDR sort of version of the answer. It could go much deeper than that, but I'm trying to keep it relatively simple.
I mean, but it's I like the fact that the code is readable all the way down, it seems. So if you want to understand, then you can just click through all your Kotlin code, and you can see.
Absolutely. It's all Kotlin code. And a lot of people that look at it the first time are like, but why, how does this work when I have something that is it becomes a lot of nested things? It's like it nests a lot. Well, first of all, it doesn't really matter that much. Nesting composable is not a big deal. You can have back in the old days of Android, when everyone didn't even use relative layout, they just nested the linear layouts to create their components. That's actually fine to a point, but most of the cases it's fine in Compose. You don't need to do crazy things. That works. It's efficient because Compose is very smart with recomposing only the things that it needs to. So yeah, you get a lot of nesting, but that's fine because these are methods. You just if they get too nested, you extract them. That's it. Your custom view is extract method. That's it. You have a custom view now.
Everything is a function.
Yeah.
Basically, everything is a function, and so IntelliJ is very good at that, dealing with code, and especially Kotlin code.
Yeah.
Sebastiano, I was looking at the switch, the one where the crash reporting
Yep,
that seems a
this one.
bit lost, or the gray on gray
Yeah,
thingy.
we have to do
Do we
for
want to
that.
do something?
We have to do for that. Let's
Oh.
see. Where the shit did I put
I mean,
that?
how hard can it be to change the color of a switch?
It's not.
Right?
We just
Probably.
left it to do here last time because we didn't have time to do it. But yeah, why not? The thing is that you get so a switch takes in colors. So
Can you do like
takes
a tint?
they're not ints. They're type.
As in like, can you, because here you have like switch colors, which have like 10 colors inside.
Yeah, because you can specify all the different colors that compose the. You don't need to create, bitmaps that have different colors or tint them. You just do this. You just pass it. You use the defaults that picks the colors from the theme, and if there's any color that doesn't work for you, you can override it. And you can also see that you can do well. Let's briefly see what the defaults are for this. Now, in our case, I think part of the problem is that we have done our theme a bit like in Italian we'd say a cazzo di cane.
Lousily.
Yeah, very, very randomly. Because we have, oh yeah, by the way, this is how you do theming. And if you want to switch theme...
More Kotlin code.
Yeah, if you want to switch theme, you just change this to something else. So that's our root node because it's all in the same activity. If you want to change it...
Yeah. And this is also composable?
Yeah, this is a composable. Yeah.
So you can have it, if you wanted to, you could have it within, like just wrapped, like a different theme for a component within your tree, and that's just fine.
Yeah.
You can change your app theme at runtime. Because it's you build a if else.
You save a state, and the state is the current theme, and just switch the theme based on that. And you don't even lose UI state, which is good.
No.
Yeah.
But yeah, essentially themes work like this. You have your composable content, and you put it inside of a theme. Now, in this case, we are basing our theme on the material one. We are extending the theme in a way, but in reality, we're just composing it.
Yeah, this makes sense. This is what you would expect from a theme, right? Like you compose it.
You would expect it.
As in, this is what you would expect from Android theme, and then it doesn't do it, and you're like, why?
It's old stuff.
Yeah.
That's true. So these are the colors. So let's try to fix the color thing.
Yes. So let me split and move right. I just need the code. Okay, so we can look at our onboarding colors and see where it fails miserably. So it fails in saying that this is the unchecked thumb color. It picks the surface color for whatever reason, I'm not sure. And of course, the track color is the complementary, the on surface. So there's the color pairs is always primary on primary, secondary on secondary, background on background, surface on surface, and so on. And they're meant to be visible one on top of the other.
Yeah, I was wondering why this is not white, but it's like a greenish because there is alpha, because unchecked track alpha, and then basically you have a green. What do we have? We have a white with alpha, and it kind of looks like a greenish thingy.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. This is an alpha thing.
So, but if you check it, it gets second variant, so it should get, we don't have a secondary variant, but it should be like some purple.
Yeah, I think we haven't hooked up the state yet.
Well, I mean, let's show how how it works to Jozef, because basically, Jozef, if you place a switch or a checkbox, by default, when you click them, they don't do anything. Like, even, I mean, you run it on the app and they don't actually do anything. You can't actually check, because you need to manage the state. So by themselves, they don't do anything. And the reason behind, as far as I understood from one of the videos, was like, that gives you the opportunity to actually do something before you change the state of the composable. Because at the moment, for instance, if you want to do some sort of validation, when you toggle a switch on Android, the switch toggles by itself, then you run your logic, and if it fails, then you switch it off again. So you have this weird pattern where, you know, it goes on and then it goes off. And they actually thought about that, and they was like, okay, at the beginning, the thing doesn't do anything. So the interaction is actually driven by the state that you provide to the composable. And that's the same idea over and over and over, events and state, event and state.
And the state is coming from this remember?
Yes, basically the state is, you have the callback, the onCheck changed, that it's the callback when you actually click on the thing, and the state is this checked property. And the way we manage the checked, because basically you bind it to a state if you want a state in the composable, or Sebastiano at some point is gonna do what it's called hoisting the state. And this basically what you see on other, what we are doing for other composables. So basically you are passing the state of the composable.
We technically have done it already.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so that's basically the...
But I guess we will be doing the same thing for the button, right? For the next button.
Yeah, sort of, yes.
We have a question in the chat. What do you think could push developers not to adopt Compose? They want to lose their jobs. That's the first thing that comes to my mind. They are aiming to unemployment. Jokes aside, it's the usual stuff. Okay, so you have definitely an emotional pushback because Compose is something new that they need to learn. So, as usual, humans, if something is new, I'm scared. So that's something that it could happen. From a technical point of view, well, it's still not stable. You still need Android Studio. Probably, you know, it's going to be a bit rough on the edges for a few months. A few things are missing, or, you know, you need to look at documentation or other people code, or you need to come up with solutions. So, I mean, Android is there. Has been there like for 10 years. So there's like a shit tons of stuff on Stack Overflow. Compose is getting there. There is already a lot of stuff. What else? They cannot use it because, you know, you cannot use it at work because reasons. Your team doesn't want it, or your company doesn't want it, but you can definitely use it in your personal projects, as we are all doing. And yeah. I mean, it's gonna be the future of Android apps. So there is no way around. In 6 months, everybody probably will have Compose at some level in their code base. And yeah, you will always have old legacy stuff, XML apps that somebody has to maintain. But the new stuff is gonna be in Compose, because Compose is basically for the UI what happened to the language in 2017. At some point, Google just told us Kotlin is the way, Java is dead, long live Java on somebody else enterprise system. We are going to build 100 apps in Kotlin. With Compose, it's going to be the same. At some point, Compose is going to be 1.0, and Google is going to just endorse Compose all the way. Boom, done, ciao. So,
yeah, I guess it will get to the point where you won't have a choice. Like, there will be no material, whatever libraries not in Compose, because they won't make sense to maintain.
And
But
Compose
this
is
also
actually
looks like it looks a lot like Swift UI. So it's like if you need to
but that
work
was
with
the same,
iOS
the
people,
same thing, you know.
this is like
Swift UI, Flutter, React Native, they are kind of, you know, they are the different word, like imperative versus declarative UI. They kind of all look the same. So they are also appealing to other people, because if you know Swift UI, well, you can probably manage Compose, you know? And then, yeah, if you know Swift, Kotlin is kind of the same. And then you start looking at Kotlin multi-platform mobile, and you say, oh, okay, I can kind of do Android apps. You know, even if I have been doing iOS for last 10 years, you know, the learning curve is way less hard than before. And for us, it's going to be the same.
Yeah, I guess even the fact that you're able to read Swift because you understand Kotlin. Now you are able to read Swift UI because you understand Compose. It already like helps with teamwork, collaboration, and all that stuff.
Yep.
We are bridging the gap between the way we were using, you know, the pain that the iOS people had it easy, you know, and now, you know, it's not. Now it's nice. Now it's nice also for us. So
is the toggle working or not?
It's not working, and I understand why now. I didn't know, and it turns out that the original code to handle this was entirely broken. It wasn't writing anything to to the preferences, and it was just it was kind of like doing things as a side effect, but not really reading the fact that the preference had changed. But it was we had essentially in the Crashlytics switch we had the callback that would set the new value, but we also had our state was coming from this parameter, but this parameter in the view model, like it comes from the flow in the view model, but the flow is only written in once theoretically, and it might be that this is not, like it wasn't emitting, I think, probably, I don't know. I have to debug this. It might be that I'm wrong, but the idea is that that was wrong anyway, that we had the state twice. Like this is the same as this. There's no point to do the same thing twice. So now we have unified it with the idea that the row that contains these two is clickable, and when you click it, it must call back to the parent. It's just going up and up and up and up and up and bubbling up the event until we get essentially here, which is where we have our view model. And now we actually name this set crash reporting enabled, like this. And theoretically we should see that this is enabled, and we should see like the preference storage is setting a new value, and we should be reporting the new value into the flow itself. I don't know why it wasn't doing it originally, but we'll figure it out. Also, does this offer? No, I think it's try emit.
Try emit.
Yeah, it's essentially the same thing, and you don't need a scope anymore. But this is no point because you need it for that anyway, so it's okay.
Couldn't you expose is Crashlytics enabled as a flow directly?
It is.
As in, because is Crashlytics enabled is a suspend function. So isn't there like some sort of extension function on the reference storage that you would just...
No, because preference storage is this stupid thing. It's not data store yet.
But I think that when we are gonna replace it with data store, it's gonna be probably short circuit that, because I think the data store is gonna expose a flow right away.
I think so. I hope so. That would be convenient, obviously. Okay, so
Wait,
let's
so
see.
now you added the click on the item, right? Not on the
Yeah, but it's
checkbox.
not working. Right,
If you,
right.
if you
This
click on the
shouldn't.
text,
Yeah, this shouldn't be clickable anymore. Yeah, if I click here, it works. You're right, Joseph. You see, you do compose
Let me
already.
see.
I had the same
Already on
problem.
board.
I had the same problem with Android button this morning. So
You were primed.
Like a
it consumes the flow, the click.
Yeah,
So how can you make this not clickable?
that's a good question. Let's see.
enable.
I
No.
guess unchecked change would be null instead of an empty lambda.
Maybe.
function.
Let's see. Let's see. Yeah. This is toggleable. Yeah, okay, good. Yep. You're right. This just needs to be null. And that should make it not toggleable, which should make it not clickable. Which, yep, sorts out the problem.
Nice.
Nice. Easy.
Oh, can you show me the ripple? Does it go the whole way? Oh, you can.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's a Ripple.
That's cool. No, because I was like, I
It
didn't know.
sparkles?
I didn't see
No, it
the.
doesn't sparkle.
No, it's not glitching on like a video card driver.
God. I'll never understand that.
I mean, there was some reasoning behind, and there was a lot of work behind, and now there is a nice revert behind.
Well, we'll see, because they've said they're gonna make it less glitch looking. They haven't said that it's not gonna be glittery anymore. So
I hope for a toggle in the settings.
Oh, but they have to target the young audiences, like Gen.
Oh yeah,
Gen Z. You
sure.
know, the sparkles.
Yeah,
You are too
sparkles.
old.
Yeah, we are definitely too old for sparkles. That's true.
okay, so I think that we can actually use. Let me see for unchecked, because we can get from our theme, because obviously you cannot hard code a color because otherwise it wouldn't work in dark mode. But maybe we can use, is it primary variant? Maybe that's the one we want to use. Instead of, we don't have secondary variant. But I mean, we could also use secondary variant for that, but...
Yeah, but actually it was the one that was using by default, and we don't have, so it could be worth a shot.
No, it was using surface. That was the problem.
Well, no, I was using for the checked. The checked was
we
using
don't
variant,
set that, which is a problem. But we can also just say don't use secondary variant, just use
definitely
primary. That also works.
Primary, is it gonna be the purple or the
primary is the purple. Yes.
Oh, purple. Yeah, make it purple. I like it more purple.
And maybe we can use secondary. We're not really using secondary for much, but we can use secondary for that maybe.
That is also still purple.
Yeah, right now it is, but it could very well be like white and also white on secondary. No, that should be black.
Why not?
That should be black. And we also need to change the dark colors. Oh, secondary was actually set properly here. Oh, no, it wasn't. No, what? Ignore me. Dark.
Oh, Sebastiano, can you show me how you do dark color support? Dark theme support, please.
You really want to rub it in, don't you?
Like...
No, I told you, this episode is just to convince Joseph. Oh my God. Oh, are you telling me that there is a is-system dark theme function?
Yep.
That comes with the bloody library?
Yep.
There's the same one in the standard Android. It's just like you have to do like a flag and mask, and then you get some different flag, and there are like 3 values, and it doesn't make sense. Yeah, this you have to do this.
And then you need to call Beetlejuice 3 times. Yeah. Yeah.
Let's try and see if the
Let's run
colors
this.
work. And what was the other one? So this is, oh yeah, also this one is the checked thumb color. Checked thumb color. This is material theme. Oh, by the way, material theme, this one is an object. It gives you the current theme.
So it's always up to date.
Yes. There's the concept of composition local, where where you can say, oh, from this point inward, when you ask for this value, return this stuff. So I'll give you a better example in a second. But
so
just
like a theme.
Yeah, kind of theme overlay. You can think of it as a theme overlay, but for essentially anything, not just theme colors, but you can provide, a coroutine scope. You can, well, maybe not the coroutine scope, but you can provide a context that is different from a certain point onward. You can provide whatever. You can have your own things, and it will just provide them when asked. So it's kind of a way to inject stuff in a composition.
Nice.
Does
this also work with the preview, or like the design preview, or is that broken? Just notice there is like in the top right corner.
This one?
Yeah.
It does theoretically work,
that's the
but
problem.
it's broken now for reasons that I don't know. No such method. Pager state, remember pager state. It's probably something, because it's a newer version of Accompanist, and it might be fucked somewhere in the build cache. I'm not gonna go and take care of that now, but this should now work. Yep.
Is it purple? Yeah, it's purple.
Yeah,
right?
I'm gonna leave it purple probably. It's just it should be
looks good.
Darker.
It should be like disabled, no? Like with some alpha.
You cannot set the alpha, but you can set the color if you want. But the idea is that we were going to use the ones in the theme. Yeah. Actually, we set the secondary for that reason. Let me use the secondary. I have a very short memory span.
Yeah, especially when there are like 3 people talking to you at the same time and you are live on Twitch. So bad memory, Sebastian.
And check, I'm gonna ignore you for now.
It's like wah 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 wah, like the peanuts.
Yep. Keeping up with the
another
old stuff.
Yeah, this is another quote for Sasha. I mean, well, actually, jokes aside, I checked the statistics, and we are kind of all the same age, especially when it comes to YouTube audience. And that's interesting. That's a fascinating thing. It's like, the demographic, like 25, 35 ish. It's the majority of our audience.
Okay, yeah, I like this more. Technically, well, it could even be always white. I don't care. Whatever. I think this works well enough.
Like you've proved your point enough that this is easy. So
yes,
regardless of what the color is, we can change it.
Okay. I just wanted to see.
But is it riding? Is it riding
to the
shared preferences?
Probably.
Because you should have a log somewhere.
I could have a log, but
no, there was a log in the view model, I think.
Yep, it's writing it.
Yeah.
Cool. I will commit that we have switched the shit out of this switch. Fair enough. Okay. Let's see. We don't have much time left, so let's see if we can quickly do the stuff with the pages. So what I was thinking earlier was that the pages should probably come from something that provides it the pages rather than like, which is essentially like this function here should be a parameter, and it should decide what pages to show based on the current state of things, whether, for example, it needs crash reporting, if it has the permission thing. I don't think we're passing in the permission, by the way. It needs permission. Yeah, we're not passing it in. We need to pass it in. Yep, the parameter, good. Okay, good. Because otherwise, this one, yeah, now it's the time where we decide what the pages are.
Okay.
Yeah. So like this is the view logic at this point, right?
Yep.
Yeah, passed all the data.
Exactly. We pass in all the data, and this is what maybe a presenter would do, sort of.
Yeah.
We are going from our data to the view model, in the sense that we don't really have a view model anymore. It's kind of implicit.
Yeah, but to the rendering somehow.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep. So essentially here we have to do this. So the thing with the give us access is that I don't know if we can make the pager not scroll beyond a certain point. Maybe we can.
Drag enabled.
Yeah, I
false.
think we can do drag enabled false if we are on the right page. So but it's gonna block the backwards drag as well. But for now, that is okay. Should allow drag. So if pager state dot current page is equal to do we have the number of pages? I think we.
Yeah, there was.
Oh, it's already in the pager state. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Page count.
Target page. No, page
1.
count. This is the amount. There was a target. Page target something. What is page target? I don't
know. Target page?
Target page. What is the target
it's
page?
When you're scrolling, which page you're going towards.
Okay. Okay.
Which we don't really need right now.
No, but it's useful to know.
Yeah. But yeah,
it gives you the direction of the swipe, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if that's actually good information.
So I guess that okay. So let's think about this a second. We have, let's say, 3 pages. The initial page that has the checkbox, the switch. We have the second page that asks for permission, and then we have the third page, which is the last thing we have in the design, which is this. Let's assume we only have these 3 for now, okay? So we have up to 3 pages, and we need to say when we are in this page, then you cannot scroll forward, but you can scroll backward. And I think that's possible because of the target page. We can actually disable scroll if you start scrolling towards the wrong side. So we need to know that this is the second page. If we need the permission, that's the second page. So let's say val permission page index is if needs permission, it's 1 because it's the second one, else it's I'm gonna say null for now. It sucks, but I just want to write it down first. Okay, so if this, okay, so if the current page is, so okay, let's do it this way. So if permission page index is not null, so if we have a permission page, because otherwise there's no point in doing all this, else true. And this is true. What was it? Drag should allow drag
enabled. No. Yeah, should not.
Drag enabled.
Drag enabled.
What
the fuck?
Yeah, I clicked the wrong one. Okay,
So,
perfect.
So wouldn't it be easier to just disable dragging if you have the buttons at the bottom? Like,
you can also do that, but I want to be a nice person.
because then you would just disable the button if you cannot go next. So
yeah, absolutely. That's something that we are going to do, but I just want to see if we can make it work anyway.
Okay.
And if not, yes, we'll resort to that. So if you should allow drag, then is if the current page is the permission page index and the pager state dot target page is equal to permission page index plus 1. So if we're trying to go to the next page, let's see if this works. I'm not sure. It might work. It will probably also not really do much now because we only have 2 pages. But yeah, it doesn't work.
It doesn't work.
Yahoo! Current page. This should be, well, whatever.
Maybe it's because do you have permission enabled?
No, because I have the second page. So the thing is, I should have here, like I need to create another page.
Yeah, let's try to make it a bit.
Because otherwise it's going to be hard to figure out what's going on. And yeah, this one sucks, but it's okay for now. Okay, that's good enough to create a page for now. And let's run it and see how it goes. I'm sure there's some stupid bug in the code that I've written, but okay, so this doesn't allow it. So this checks permission page index. I'm suspecting it might be because it needs to be a state.
Like I remember.
Yeah. But at the same time, I don't know if it's necessary. So.
So your permission page index at this point should be null, right? Because we are on the.
No, it.
Yeah. No. So
it needs permission.
Because we need permission. Okay, so go into the condition inside.
Yeah. Let's see if the debugger wants to work now.
So I think because the target page might be null because you're not moving anywhere. So it could.
It depends how is actually triggered. Should you start swiping and then you get a target page value? When is it gonna give you?
It might be that it's
maybe just try without that first, because then you would just check that it does something for the right page. So because you might need to have like is dragging or something.
No, okay, this doesn't
work.
No, but drag enabled should allow drag. Can you check that drag enabled does what we are thinking?
Yeah, because there was also like should.
That was supposed to be a not.
Okay, so now it's working.
Okay.
What? Oh, you also have a whelp.
I'm not sure why.
Pretty much. I mean, okay. So if you,
But yeah, it doesn't allow me to, like I can, and now I can't
why
anymore.
why you have the whelp on the second screen?
I think it might be because it decided that it's now at the next page, but I'm not sure.
So, but the thing is that the target page, if it's null, then this will be false. Whereas you want, if target page is not null and is equal to...
Well, that should also work. If it's null, it's not going to be this, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Nope.
Nope, doesn't work. Oh well, we tried. We gave it a try.
Yeah. Let's go the Joseph's way.
And then you convince the designers.
Well,
you want us to ship?
I mean that's the way, the my way or the highway, and
Yeah.
my way ends up on the Play Store.
I don't understand why the whelp thing shows up here, but whatever.
So if you go next, then you should go to the next page, right?
Yeah. Oh, I know why.
missing, like,
I
a
know why.
column
I
or
know why.
something,
I
no?
know why. I know why. It's too small.
It's too small. It's to the size.
Yep.
It doesn't fit the whole screen.
Yep.
Wait, what?
Yeah, because that's wrap content.
It was wrapped content, so the view pager is like, oh, I can fit this in the screen as well.
Okay. That makes sense. Yeah.
Yep. There you go.
Yeah, that's perfect. I mean, you just need to go into the mental model.
I mean, the old view pager would do the same, I guess. But what do you say we close it for today? Because it's 8 p.m. and I'm starting to get hungry.
Call it a day. You and Joseph, you just
That's when you get
start to get
hangry.
hungry at this time.
Yeah.
Also hangry.
No,
So-
just hungry.
But this is
Okay.
progress.
Yeah.
This is progress. So for the next time, basically, we are gonna work on
The next page of the onboarding.
the next page, and blocking the user from going to the next page if they don't give us access. So
Yeah, but that's fairly easy to do because in the actions row we already have the pager state. The only other thing that we need to pass in is the needs permission, which is essentially a flag that tells us whether
the button is on.
the screen is there in the first place. If it needs permission and the page is that one, then we don't show anything. So this turns into a when, and this turns into well, it goes here specifically, so it needs permission and pager state dot current page equals, and for now I will just hard code it, but yes, it's a bit done like this, but that should work.
So could you also do that with like enabling and disabling button? Like,
yeah,
how would you do that?
I was thinking, yeah, I think it's just enabled here.
Damn it. So easy. Everything is so easy.
Yep, enabled.
Yeah, enable.
It's like everything is what you would
enabled.
expect.
I mean,
yeah, and that's what I'm saying since we
There you go.
started. You know, you are driven by intuition, and that's the fascinating part. You're like, you know, I'm gonna check if there is like an enable property, and bam, it's there. You know, it's so nice. It's so nice.
what is this current page equal 1?
It's probably
Well, no, it's 0. So the enabled is false. And that
Right. Same error as before.
That's why we do tests. Yeah. Well, how would you do the tests? Like you would just test your functions, or you don't even do that because you just see it.
You can test the functions. I haven't really gotten into compose testing yet, so I don't have a very good answer for you on that, I'm afraid.
Well, we can look
But
it up.
theoretically should be fairly straightforward. But you're welcome to come back and do some testing with us.
Episode 25.
Yeah. I just wanted to show you something that I've done today before we go, because I'm very proud of it. It's like a couple of hours. I have something that gets the currently connected devices from ADB, tells you all the installed applications. You can filter stuff. Well, it doesn't have anything, but
Facebook.
Filter things.
Facebook.
No, I don't have Facebook installed.
Are you sure?
Yep. And I have nice stuff like the button here is animating, showing or unshowing. There's loading. You don't really get loading here because it's very fast being an emulator, but it works. It's not styled or anything.
Well, it's not an emulator. This thing is running on your machine, right?
No. It's querying data from the emulator. And yes, this is composed for desktop.
Yeah.
I just wanted to get to the point where, blam. Now you can do desktop apps as well.
Yeah. But that's the thing. I mean, can you show me the code?
So this is a desktop app written in a code that a human person like myself can understand.
Yeah, there's no fucking swing.
Actually, it also has material design UI because it's material theme right away.
But maybe at some point you want to create like a Windows 98 theme, you can do it. I know that Kirill Groshnikov has created a bunch of compose themes.
That would be so nice.
I'm gonna find them at some point. I think on GitHub maybe. Nah, I don't know where they are. I'm gonna find them, but yeah. The idea is that you just have a bunch of themes and just add the dependency and put a different theme here, and it looks different. You have a completely different theme. I think it's like.
So are you saying that Sasha can build compose apps that look like Visual Basic or like Windows 3.11 something?
Yep. So this guy, and there you go. You have a bunch of very nice themes that you can use. Is there any better?
There were more repositories. Maybe he has another repository or something.
No, this is the one where all of them are, but I think it's just not
them.
Maybe wiki. Wiki doesn't load anything. It doesn't matter. But let's see, because repositories. Let's look at the repositories very quickly, because I know he has a lot of them.
Aurora demo.
Maybe this.
Component, blah blah blah.
Yeah, these are all older things, and I don't think they work anymore. But yeah, there's no images. That's unfortunate. But yeah, he has a bunch of themes because he used to do themes for Swing. So yeah, you see.
Oh wait.
This is Swing, but you can do those, like you have the same themes in Compose, essentially. They look the same.
Oh, nice. This is so good.
And just by switching this, you have a different theme.
Nice.
So many memories.
It looks a lot like Swing look and feels, doesn't it?
I think we got Sasha with this because this is I mean this is This is what I'm gonna get some screenshots with some weird Visual Basic or COBOL. Can you do COBOL? Oh my God! Imagine doing like a old kind of DOS UI. Oh, okay.
But yeah,
But
I just wanted to
so
show that
nice.
Compose for Desktop is essentially the same thing. The package names are the same because it makes no point. There's no point in changing them because then your code doesn't work anymore. But it's different imports, different implementation declarations, but it's very nice. I'm using this super cool ADB Kotlin wrapper that uses coroutines and stuff. So it's super easy. I get stuff from I get the connected devices, consume as flow, wrap it in a LCE pattern. For those that don't know, it means loading error or content. And then I do collect a state. So in general, in Compose, you have things that might change are flows, and then you collect a state, which essentially means you get the snapshot, the current snapshot, and when the flow emits a new value, then Compose will recompose the thing that depend on that value. And that's essentially how it works. It's super, super easy. And also to speak about custom components, this is desktop, but it's the same idea. This one here that looks and works like a drop-down thing, it's actually not really a drop-down. I don't think a drop-down control exists in Compose for Desktop yet. This is just something that pretends to be that, which is the device speaker, content, device speaking drop-down. So that's a card.
So you build it. You build it yourself.
I built it. It's a card that contains a row that contains a text and an icon. That's it. It's done.
Oh, you completely fooled. You had me so bad. I was like, oh, this is so nice. No, you built it. Jeez, you're a fucking genius.
Yeah. It looks like it. That's
I thought it was like in the library. I was like, oh, this is so nice. You have components and shit. Because I just had a very quick look at the code. I was like, oh, this is so cool. I didn't get to the drop menu. You built the whole thing.
Well, the drop down is this. This exists in the platform. So this is something that Compose has. But the part that stays visible, I created it from a card. I hacked it.
Jesus, that's nice. Oh, the bot has a problem. Okay.
Yeah, we'll fix it. Don't worry. Okay. Yeah. So with this bombshell, I just wanted to show how cool Compose for Desktop is. It's very cool. And
that's actually
like learning, really cool. Like the crazy thing is I'm learning things with Bundle, with this Android application, and I can use them essentially the same to do desktop applications. The stuff is the same, and it's just mind-blowing how easy it is. So yeah, I'm very, very excited.
Super. Just to answer, Sasha had a question about, can you extract the components and just change the theme so you don't have to redo the whole UI with new components? Yes. Yep. Basically, everything is a composable. You just extract them and you just change the theme. Ciao, done.
Yep. So I'm just gonna briefly demo it to give you an idea. You would have something like, let's say this one is the composable that you want to theme. You would have in your other composable, there's a live template, but I always forget about it. You would have something like, this one is the one that does the theming, and you have like, okay. And the way you would do it is you can do a when. I'm using an int because I'm just demoing, but obviously you would use like an enum or something. And then here you can do like, for example, material theme and content. That's essentially how you end up doing it. And if you have multiple ones,
and you can do
bundle theme and so on and so on. This is how you switch theme, and you can obviously do it at runtime.
Yeah,
that's how you switch theme.
Try to do this with the current 100. Yeah, let me see. Let me see. Just show me how you do it at runtime without dying.
I mean, you can kind of do it, but not really do it. So
yeah,
you have to like redraw.
I mean,
yeah, you need to recreate the whole thing.
I'm pretty sure that it's easier with if else.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think we are done for today. Thank you very much, Jozefo, for joining us. And even knowing that it would be a very hard sales pitch, at least on Ivan's part. But actually, I hope
I was very confident. I mean, he was curious, so and he's smart and he's a great leader. So I was very confident. I mean,
someone here is a contractor that is at the end of the contract.
No, I mean, I'm selling it so bad. But yeah, thank you, Joseph, for bearing with me, and it was very fun to have you.
Yeah, it was great fun for me as well. Thanks. I'm gonna check out the repo and
yeah, the desktop compose one is not public yet because it still needs a bunch of things. But that was because yesterday I needed to pull an APK from my phone, and I was like, doing it from the command line sucks. Maybe I can do it with a GUI. It's like, I was like, I can do it in Compose
for 10 years.
And then in 2 hours, essentially 2.5 hours, I had what you have seen, which includes learning how to use the ADB wrapper library and figuring out a couple of things. So yeah, it's not too bad. Okay, thank you very much to everyone. Don't forget to subscribe if you are on Twitch and if you're on YouTube as well. If you're on Twitch, you can subscribe with Amazon Prime. If you have Prime, it's free. Ivan is very good at putting links on how to do that. So you can find it in the chat or probably somewhere else as well. If you are looking at this on demand on YouTube, well, obviously you have probably skipped the boring parts, but don't forget to like the video, subscribe, comment, just say Ivan is nice, because the YouTube algorithms likes us more if you do that. And ring the bell. God, I feel so dirty saying all these things.
We are that kind of people now. Don't forget subscribe, ring the bell, and smash the subscribe button. That kind of stuff.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you, and we'll see you on Sunday for more onboarding shenanigans. Bye.
Ciao.
Ciao, ciao.
Ciao.